This is the fuel cell version of the Crown, sold in Japan. It uses a very similar powertrain setup to the Mirai, and is sort of commonly available in the Far East. But what we have had in Japan for some time now is a power takeoff, emergency power takeoff. There's a lot of issues in Japan around the grid network, and with the natural disasters that occur, obviously the very well-known tsunami, but there are often tropical storms and other areas, other things that cause problems to the grid network. So in order to give resilience, then it was decided to look at how you could do dispatchable power and use vehicles to do so. So initiated first in hybrid vehicles. With a hybrid vehicle you've got a generator, and if you run the engine and the vehicle is stationary, you can use that generator to give you electric power, so power takeoff. And for a typical 50-litre tank, 40-50 litre tank, you could run the vehicle for a couple of days worth of power for a typical home use, so you run your home entirely. With the fuel cell vehicle, you've got a lot more advantages, and that allows you to run these systems silently with water as the only emission from the system, but you can do it indoors, and you have a lot more power. So rather than a couple of days, you can run a typical home for more than a week with a tank full of fuel. So this system that I'm showing you today is something that we have brought to the UK, and to specifically understand what commercial opportunity, but also what practical questions we can answer for users, particularly thinking about the commercial user sector and how that might be incorporated in construction sites, emergency services, and so on. So give you an idea of what the system does. So the Crown fuel cell is the same as the Mirai fuel cell, but actually it incorporates an additional power takeoff system. This power takeoff system has a plug, which is the CHAdeMO standard system, and it provides you with direct current out of the vehicle. So with a inverter, so this power converter unit that I have here, you can plug directly into the fuel stack and run the vehicle through your inverter to give you power. Now this is a Japanese domestic system which will provide you with 9 kilowatts of power at any time, has a range of different connections, but in particular you can think about really practical applications where, for example, you can connect it directly to a vehicle charging. So you can have vehicle-to-vehicle charging. In this case, you're providing 9 kilowatts of power, so actually as good, in fact, and better than home charging. But also you can put it into the grid, you can put it into any other appliance, and you can run it silently as well. You've got around 150 kilowatts, probably close to 100 kilowatts of usable power in a tank of this type, so you've got 10 hours running flat out, but in general domestic use it'll be far lower, so you can run a lot longer. As I say, based on the averages in Japan in particular, you're looking at a run time of almost a week in terms of backup power. Where we see a really strong potential with this is in, as I mentioned, construction sites and emergency sector, where you're going to dispatch to areas where there may be no power, and that might be in a natural disaster situation, but isn't a very practical situation in construction and so on, where actually you're digging the power cables in before the power is actually available. So this allows a lot of flexibility. The unit itself is small and lightweight, and means that it's a portable one as well. So we're trialling it now to see whether there's a market, and then we'll see how we might be able to address it for future product.